Good morning. Good morning. It is about 3:44 in the morning here in Las Vegas. 6:44 for Philly, and I'm just up making a long video. Well, I'm up making some coffee first after I eat this pretzel stick. I think I lost this about 2 weeks ago. Good old American preservatives. So, what I'm doing, I get some water for the pot. Let me see what we got going on here. Take y'all through one of my good morning routines. I had to put a hat on. My hair looked like Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Sun. Where we at? Where we at? Okay, there we go. Now, you see I got my beans. Got my coffee beans. Ain't nothing too fancy. Nothing too fancy. Just got some Amazon Colombian medium roast. I set the beans for like 2 cups. It says 2 cups, but it ain't right. And let me see. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, I try to talk about the record every day. I'm still really excited about releasing vinyl. The magic of a team, and in this case, my wife and I. So I knew I was putting this vinyl out anyway. I knew I had some songs I really wanted to like put more energy and time into. So I knew that this was the 40th anniversary of Discombobulator Boobulator's release. And if you want to know the whole story about that, you can look up a movie called Philly Boy on YouTube, or I believe it's pinned on my Facebook page. But it was a lot to get to a point to being confident enough to take my money and release a record. And that record is taking me all around the world. So it basically was a dream like anybody else has. And the only difference is I did whatever I had to do to execute that dream. So, but anyway, let me see. How do we do this? We got 2 things of beans. Oh, let me show you this. So this thing is pretty cool. It's a GV, whatever that is, GV, and it grinds the beans. So you hit the on button, and it starts making noise. Shit, in a second. Yeah, there you go. So the reason why I buy beans instead of like stuff that's already ground is because I've heard that when they grind the beans, a lot of times they ground cockroaches in the beans as well. At least if I get the beans, I can look at the beans and see that they're physical beans, and kind of go from there. So there's so much stuff to be scared about when it comes to food. But anyway, so putting the record out, it was like, let me put an album out to put a stamp on 40 years of making music for sale. Because prior to that, we were rapping in house parties, block parties, as people from the bottom already know. And so I wanted to do something significant and just put some vinyl out, maybe a few hundred pieces of vinyl, so that people who really do support me can have something more significant, substantial than just MP3s or like digital downloads or whatever, or even a CD. An album, to me, is the highest. First of all, it's the highest quality that you can get for a consumer to have music. Well, it's actually not the highest. The highest is like tape. Any of my old school people know their dad had like the 1/4-inch reel-to-reel tapes that rolled. That's the highest quality you can get for audio. But then below that is vinyl. So more people are likely to have at least a turntable in their homes. Or even if they don't have a turntable, they'll have, what was I going to say? I haven't had my coffee yet. But even if they don't have the turntable, they still want the vinyl because it's a nice representation of an artist. I think it's one of the best representations of an artist. And they last a long time. If you know anybody that has vinyl, they can take records out that they bought 40, 50 years ago, put them on a turntable and play music, and they'll still have it. And I think it's important in an era where people are finding out that streaming is kind of a bad deal. Having your music only on a musical platform is a bad deal because you buy this music, you pay for this music, and if any of these companies shut down, your music is gone unless you took a lot of time and energy to make sure that you recorded the music onto another medium. Some people are buying CD and DVD burners to make sure that their music is so they can actually save their music and record it and burn it on the discs and CDs. One thing about albums that's better than CDs is CDs are easier to destroy. You know, I don't know if you ever seen back in the day where you have a CD and the foil comes off and you can look through the CD and you're like, oh my God, my album's ruined. Vinyl, because of how you store it, usually tends to last longer. So vinyl's important. And I was just going to release the album, and I was talking to my wife, and somebody had said something about putting an autograph on the vinyl when I talked about it. And I was like, wow, let me take it another step, and maybe I'll take and put people's names and like the thank yous on the back of the record. Like I've shown on my wall that Public Enemy did for me. My name is on Will Smith's first album, vinyl album. It's on MC Hammer's first vinyl album. And I was like, wow, wouldn't that be a great thing to offer someone? So my wife was like, that's a great idea. And look, if my wife says it's a great idea, it's a great idea. So that's what I decided to do, was make the album cover iconic in a way where it reflects people that really rock with me, that really support me. And I was so blessed to get people that were friends of mine, but I didn't know that they would support me in this way, to support me in that way. And I had text some people, and they were just like, I would text a person there, well, here's a link to the album. And about a minute or two later, I'd get a freaking, a text back showing a receipt that they had bought the album. You know, it's bittersweet. Some of the people I thought that would have definitely supported me, zero. Some of the people that I was like, you know, I'm not even sure. I never put them in a position to support me. And I put them in position to support me, and they fucking supported me. And that's like having me on cloud nine. I'm not even gonna holler at you. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But yeah, so that's where we are. I got about 30 plus people that have actually pre-sale bought the album. The album is $59.99 for this album, and that's because the person is getting their name on the back of the album. And their name is gonna be on the back of every album. Some people thought that it was just a thing where I was gonna just sign their name on the back of the album, which to a lot of supporters is special as well. But it was more than that. It's like I'm putting your name on the album, so everybody that has a copy of the album will have your name on the back of the album, showing that they supported this album. We're not getting any younger. We're not getting any younger as hip hop pioneers. If you don't know my story, again, check out Philly Boy, and I pioneered a lot of things in hip hop in Philly. There's a lot of artists out of Philly that were influenced and that I helped move their needle forward. And so my history, especially in Philly hip hop, is significant. And I don't say that a lot. I need to say it more, but it's like, to me, I let my music speak. I let my presence speak. I let my history speak. And but now I wanted to make the music speak in a way that I think is full investment. And to me, fully investing in my music is putting it on vinyl. It takes care. It takes a certain amount of choices. You know, when I get in the studio and I start putting together a song, it's a huge decision as to whether or not I'm going to put that on a vinyl vinyl record. So every song on this album is going to mean something to me. Unlike just sitting in the studio, just making songs. I got songs I don't put out. Now, I've been putting out music for years. If you go on any streaming platform, you'll see all types of songs that I've been putting out. But vinyl is important. It's significant, and so I really thought it was important to make sure this happens. I'm gonna have to cut this in pieces on Instagram, but yeah, man. So I'm up. It's about 2 weeks. I'm gonna shut it down, and however many people I have that are pre-selling the album, that's where it's gonna be at. I'm not gonna get into no major extensions and like, oh yeah, because I didn't really need the money to put the record out. I was already putting the record out. The plus is now, it's not just me putting the record out. It's me and all the supporters, 30 so far, putting the record out. And I think, like you've heard the thing, teamwork makes the dream work. That's what's going on. And it definitely released some of the financial burden of putting vinyl out. Because it's not a cheap thing. It's not like making a CD. It's not like making MP3s and just putting them on the web. It's a financial burden to get the records done. It's an artistic version to make the album covers. It's an artistic version to pick the songs that I want to put out and make the choice, that final choice on the record. Make that, it's a commitment. And I have a team right now of 30 people that are helping me put this record out. And if I can get 70 more, it'll be even better. Then I can do other stuff with the investment, like spend more money on marketing and to get the other record sold. Because after 100 people have committed, or the time runs out on the record, then I'm going to sell the record for a lower price to people, but those people won't have their name on the back of the record. And coffee's done. So yeah, man, good morning, Philly. Good morning. I don't know what time it is in the Netherlands. I've got several sales from people in Amsterdam, from the Netherlands, and I'm really happy about that. I've got sales from people all over the country. It wasn't just Philly. I thought there would be more people from Philly, but you're going to have that. People who I've paid for and supported their projects have not supported my project. But that's all a part of being an artist. I've been an artist for a long time. And my focus is always on the people that do support. The people don't, they could have a financial burden. They could have financial issues. They can have I don't need no vinyl, whatever their issues are with not supporting this project. It's all a part of the game. It's the cool thing is, every once in a while, I think everybody should do something to find out where people are in their life. You'll find out that the baller don't have no money. You'll find out that the person that says I gotcha don't really gotcha. Some people are just people that when you've reached a certain level of success, some people just stick around close enough just in case you'll blow up, and then they can say that they've been a part of it and they rock with you and all that kind of stuff. And you have to do things to kind of test that, because one thing any artist should understand is that once you become an artist and once you become, because of your talent, that you have some type of value, then you become prey to certain people. There's people who just want to be around you, just take a picture and say they did, just hang out with you, and just because you might put them in proximity of something that might give them an opportunity. But this is a long video, and especially for social media. But yeah, man, about 2 weeks left, probably less than 2 weeks. There's still slots open if you want to buy the album. Again, it's $59.99. That includes your taxes and the shipping and handling and packaging that I have to do for the record. I can't do it for overseas. It's just, I can kill the VATs, the VATs by certain ways, by bringing the tax down. But as far as the shipping, it's just too cost prohibitive to do shipping for overseas. And thanks for all my friends from the Netherlands who have bought the record and paid the shipping costs. Um, but yeah, man, I'm excited about this album. I'm excited about particular songs. I'm eager to learn these songs, and to the point where I can put shows together and maybe do a do a small tour of something, of some substance. I know I want to tour overseas. Joey B. Ellis is a big name over there, way bigger than it is in the States, and that's why I included the name MC Breeze, a.k.a. Joey B. Ellis. In actuality, Joey B. Ellis is bigger in the States than, I'm sorry, is bigger overseas than he is in the States. So way more records, way more streams coming from overseas. And so that's why I got a song in there called Live in London. I know it doesn't represent the entirety of all the European countries that I got a chance to perform on and at, but it is a special place because we did 6 shows in the same place when we were in London, in Wembley Stadium in London. And so yeah, it's a special time for me, being 62, still alive, still healthy, still got my hair, still rapping, still a musician, still excited about music, enough to go ahead and put vinyl out. I mean, again, it's a commitment. And vinyl is on the rise in terms of people wanting to buy it and purchase it. Turntables are on the rise in terms of being people wanting to have turntables and be able to get that vinyl nostalgic experience. Even young people, my daughter, she's 24, and when we put the turntable on the table, she was staring at it like it was the most amazing thing she had ever saw. She was just like, she was asking questions. I was like, oh, okay, you want, so I gave her a little bit of the history of vinyl and the transitions from vinyl to CDs to MP3s to streaming. And so yeah, man, good morning. Once again, it's 4:03 here in Las Vegas, and I'm gonna chop this video up, make sure it all gets on the Instagram. And people who support my music, people who argue for me, in the barbershops, beauty shops in Philly, people that hold me up, people that tell their kids about my history and my legacy, people that proudly carry my name. I love y'all, man. I love you. So yeah, man. So mcbreeze.com, there's a link to the record, and there's a link if you go to stillbreezeentertainment.com. It's actually the same site. Just look for the Legacy album, because this album is a testament to my legacy, a testament to all the people who were like, wow, this guy put his own record out with his own money in 1986. 40 years later, I'm putting my own record out with my friends' money and my money in 2026. So yeah, this is a beautiful thing to be able to do something like this. It took a lot of maturity on my part to even want to ask somebody to support the record, because I'm not that guy. I don't ask people for anything. I really don't. And my wife put it in a way that made a lot more sense. She's like, yo, if people want to support you, you got to give them ways to support you. And I was like, but I don't need it. She said, that's not the point. Sometimes, it's funny because sometimes we give her the same advice. You gotta let people love on you, and not always be the one that does everything for everyone and tell people, I don't need you. A lot of us givers and will tell people we don't need anything. And what that does a lot of times is it shows people like, oh, well, you don't need me. And so sometimes you gotta let people love on you. Sometimes you gotta let people have an opportunity to be there for you. And even if you're the strongest, biggest man in the room, is everything. And everyone needs someone. So to support them. And at first, I didn't look at it as a need. Is that I don't really need it, but I'll take it. But as the record sales came in, I really realized I need it. I need people to show me that kind of love, like to go in their pocket and go and pay for the record. I need that. It made me feel, and it's still continuing to make me feel really good inside. And some of the people have already been supporting me, people that like I've grown up with since I was like a little kid that I've known, have supported the record, and that means a lot to me. And they've been supporting me for years, even on stillbreezeentertainment.com with the merchandise that I sell, the stuff for the Scrums series that we're working on, people have supported. So yeah, I definitely need it. I needed this. This was like therapeutic for me, for people to just go in their pocket and show me with with a few dollars that, yo, Breeze, I believe in you. And I've gained a lot of new solid friends as a result of this. I've gained just it's weird. It's weird to have some people support me in this way, to buy something sight unseen. Well, I can't say sight unseen because I had put some music up that's coming from the album online, but some people didn't even. Then I had people who didn't hear any of that music and just supported it just because it was me. And so I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I wanted to make this video early in the morning prior to having coffee, so it could be a little bit more laid back and, before I get into my workflow for the day. But yeah, man, MC Breeze, Joy B. Ellis, and I'm out.